I'm glad to see you here. We're going to have a pretty interesting show today. I hope you like my thumbnail about the MOBTUBE breakup. We are not MOBTUBE, as you know. We have no desire to be MOBTUBE. We are our own people. MOBTUBE can be MOBTUBE. But let me say hi. I have a guest, and we're going to discuss Johnny Mack first. And before we discuss Johnny Mack, I want everybody to understand one thing. This has nothing to do how other people want to handle Johnny Mack. Everybody has their own way of doing things. As people know, Johnny Mack has done some really horrible things that cannot be forgiven. And forgiven by me. If people want to forgive him, that's their business. I've forgiven people before here, and people say, hey, Lee, he talked about your brother or whatever. But sometimes you just forgive people. People have forgiven me for doing bad things. But everybody handles it different. And we are not going to, this isn't about anybody on our side doing anything. Okay. Listen, I released everybody from prison today, about 400 to 500 people. So please be ready, people. They might come herding in here. Pretty much just put one right behind their ear, if you know what I mean. Take them to the basement and get rid of the body. But anyway, okay, let's see who's here. None of business. I blocked them. They're gone. David Cameron, how you doing, my man? Gino the Nose. Chris Fitzpatrick. Billy Brown. Billy Brown is feeling sick. Billy Brown's fighting cancer. Let's all wish Billy Brown the best. Okay, people? Jane Perry, you have your wrench. Now be a good girl with that wrench, please. We're watching you. Tommy Stiggs. The Albanian Syndicate. The Truth. Okay, let's see who else is here. Maddie Marinera, it's good to see you here, Maddie. James Proctor, my buddy, always here. Deadly, it's good to see you here, my man. Steve Marinella, Ken Canfith from Connecticut. Boy, did I screw that up. Montauk, how you doing? Tommy Stiggs, good to see you, my man. Irish Guy 78. If any of you new guys come in here that I blocked, Paul Clinton, how you doing? You know, take advantage of being here. You know, see if you like the show. Hang around. If you don't want to be here, just say block me, and we'll block you. If you come in here and talk a bunch of shit, we're going to block you. Okay, we got Deadly here. We got Alpha, Omega, Muscle here. And let's see, Devils Salerno. MB's here. Okay. Victoria Young. Chai Hooker. Bill Plunsky. Montauk. I think I said your name once. We'll say it again. Carol Mahal. Hey, Carol. How you doing? Granbino. How you doing? Victoria Young. Good to see you. Chatting with Stax show is here. Good to see you, Stax. Alex Vela. Okay, let's see. I'm only going to go so far in this, people, because my guest only has so much time. Fighting Irish. Has any of the bad people come in here yet? Let's see. Oh, Sean, I want to talk podcasts. Carrie Ashley, CME, Ian Shepard, Joey Melrose, DP. Leave DP alone as long as he behaves. Kid Rock, Maureen Frick, Renee, leave Renee alone as long as he behaves. Just kidding, Renee. Okay. Marky Mark, good to see you here, my man. Busy, Sam Heck. Listen, I'm getting too busy. I can't follow. Ghost, how you doing? Okay, listen, people. I'm going to bring on a guest, and we're going to explain to you what our issue with Johnny Mack is. Johnny Mack wants to, basically, he got in trouble. He went to another genre, and now he thinks that he should be accepted. And we're going to explain to Johnny Mack right now why he's not going to be accepted, and some of the things that he did that have been very treacherous and very awful. I'm not talking about things of calling me a fat bastard or whatever. I'm talking about really personal, horrible stuff. And we just want to make people aware why we feel this way. And like I said, this has nothing to do with anybody else in this genre, how people want to handle it, they want to handle it. We all have our different phases around here. We have a couple channels that kick ass, and they have a reason why they are doing it their way. So we respect those channels. And with that, I'm gonna bring MB on. MB, how you doing?
Hey, hello, people. What's up, everybody? Everybody in chat, hi. I saw a bunch of people tagging me, but there's so many to say hello back to.
And and just so you know, MB, my signal sucks today. If I get booted off, just take over. I'll jump back.
All right, definitely. I could definitely take over the show. But yeah, I'm not coming on to because of what, and every platform has their own opinions. They do what they want. They have their own way of handling things. And we all respect everybody's opinion and how they feel about certain things or what they want to do with certain situations. This isn't geared towards anybody but little Fila tracksuit wearing, bra wearing Johnny Mack. That's it. That's what this is about, and all the disgusting, vile things that scumbag has done to me, you, and others.
And we're going to start with showing you an example of what, okay, he's talking about, he didn't take anything down, people. Let's start. He left Josie there, Josie the Hut. MRE is a chubby drag queen.
I see nothing. Wait, I see nothing. Nothing's coming up on my end. Anybody in chat see anything? All I see is a blue screen. What do people in chat see?
Can you guys see this?
That's what I'm looking on two devices.
They can't see this.
Yeah, I don't see anything but a blue.
What the hell? What the hell is that about?
It's blank, Dad. Bear with us, folks.
Okay, I don't know what's going on here. So I'm going to take this down. You guys can see MB though, right?
Yeah, both of us are on there. There's just nothing popping up on the blue screen.
Okay, so let me try this one more time.
Hey, down there.
Yeah, I still don't see it up there. What the hell? Wait, let me see.
Maybe you try sharing your whole screen and go to his YouTube page.
Let me see. How do you want me to do that?
Hold on. I can try to pull it up on my end. I mean, you could share your whole screen and click on YouTube and do it that way.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, right. I'm just going to take this down. I'm not going to play around right now with this. Okay. Well, anyway, people, if you go over and check his page out, he has a bunch of things in there, and I'm going to give you an example of some of the names of them. Let's see. He has MRE as a chubby drag queen. He has let's see what else here. He has stuff attacking NB's drippy snatch.
Oh, that's fun.
That's what he has up, people. Maggot is a coward. He's lower than a maggot. And then he writes.
You want to check underneath and see if you could share what I put up, or you just want to read it?
Oh, well, okay. Let me see. Can you see it?
Nope. Yep, I see it. Do the people in chat see it? I see it from my other device. All right, so we'll go through this slowly. I'll scroll through it.
Okay. Okay, it's up. I can see it on your side. I don't know why my side didn't show up.
So what should I click on? His lives? Probably his lives, right? That's where he does most of his dirty work?
Yeah. Well, just get the name of his shows so we can actually explain what they are.
Maggot supports racism and code sexting and posting kids. The bullies support racism and animal abuse. Let's do this again. Haters coming from everywhere. Bullies desperately looking for help from other bullies. Maggot, the hero, abuses the community. Wow. Bottom feeders, my opinion. I'm trying to do ones that are mostly about this community because some of them are about that women community. Okay, so we got Gotti Sims Gone Wild. And is that Angel and Lee in the thumbnail? Yes. I see Danny Trio. Lee Cole loses his co-joke. Yep. Wake up. Tuesday. Oh, there's a David Monpass guy. So the guy that's not even Chicago Muscle and his wife being doxxed on his thumbnail. Leah's a pig.
Yep, Leah's a pig. Leah's a big fat baby. And I'm going to explain another. Okay, I think we showed enough of this.
All right, take it off. You got to take it off on your end. Stop.
Okay.
Just click.
What the hell? She went with it. She'll be back. Okay, people. I wanted you to see that because I want you to understand this guy not only did that, there was a guy named Cleveland Lee Cole in Dallas that committed I want you to listen to this, people. This is Johnny Mack, and then I'm going to put up the receipts that shows he's a liar.
Right, I'm assuming, yeah, there we go.
Whoops.
Now, come on. Now, he's trying to say that that's not true. The story I put out there about him choking Elizabeth Wolf, it was in the appellate courts. I pulled the paperwork, and I read it. Literally, it says that they go to the gas station, she's filling up his tank of gas, and she's looking at little chunks of deodorant all over his car. And my guess is he threw a temper tantrum and the fucking deodorant just crumbled and went everywhere. So he was screaming and throwing stuff.
Okay, so you could see that, right?
I could see it, yeah.
What's up right now, Culver State?
Yep,
okay.
It's up.
So over here, people, case details. Charleston Lee Cole, that's the name of the person. I put up the receipt saying that I kidnapped nobody in Dallas, and this guy beat a woman, and for 2 days, him, Code, and that piece of lowlife shit, Thin Gray Line, used this story, and people were online saying that I kidnapped people in Dallas. And they knew it was a lie, and they continue putting this up. And if you pull up this guy, he's a black man. He's a middle-aged black man. And yet Johnny Mack went through with it, kept saying that I beat a woman, I stepped on her glasses, pulled her out of the car, and I got arrested. And he was lying. So if people think that this is something forgivable, it's not forgivable. And when you make a charge like this towards somebody, you need to pull your receipts. Everybody here knows what my record looks like. And there's no charges against women. There's no charges against drinking, domestic battery, nothing like that. And I just want you guys to see that.
There's been lots of instances of him putting out false stories. It started, the very first thing I can remember is he put out a story about my partner Joe Bay 8th driving far because he was fiending for drugs to go get drugs from Joe Candela or something like that. Well, fast forward a month or two, then they came out and said that they made it all up. Joe Candela admitted he made it all up. Joe had a surgery and he turned it into Joe was shooting drugs up through his toes and his foot was amputated or something like that. Yeah. He just takes every single thing and every single opportunity he could think of to try to slander, harass, and bully people. And it needs to stop. We all just need to cancel him and stop paying attention. He's ran through this community, the scumbag. He has nowhere else to go. He goes over to the women. He ruins himself over there because all he does is attack a bunch of women. That's it. Done. He couldn't even get along with the reject table, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And what he's doing now, and the main reason I'm bringing this up is because a dickhead FBS last night made the statement that he'll be on my show, Angel's show, MB show, or for that much, anybody's show over here. That ain't happening. MB, will you ever have him on your show?
Out of everything that's been said about me, that's the worst thing I've ever heard that's been said about me. Somebody who called CPS and tried to have my child removed from my home, claimed that I abused her. He could have put my child in serious danger with those claims. And many people have seen the paperwork. I will not share it online because of the fact that it has my child's information on it. But with certain people that I trust, they've seen it. The idiot left his phone number. He forgot to press *6, whatever, to block his phone number out. He called CPS. I had them at my house twice. I'm not going to blame him for it twice, but one time I could definitely verify that it was him because his phone number was on the paperwork. He didn't black out his phone number. He tried to get my child removed from my house. On top of that, before he did it, he made a video and he said it is his goal to have my kid removed, me kicked out of my apartment, and something else. He wanted to see me get arrested, maybe. He's done nothing but lie and slander me, my partner, my friends, MRE, Lee, Angel, for months. Okay, and then he flips back to another side, wants to apologize and do his apology tour, and then he tries to flip back. That's it. Goodbye. Go away. Nothing that can come out of his mouth. You can't believe it, because he's been caught in so many lies, and he's ran through every single little group in here, and we've all know that he's a liar now because he's been through everybody.
And this is where I'm going to call you out, FBS. You said when we were debating, the debate where I whipped your ass, during that debate, you said that I brought up Johnny Mack, and you said Johnny Mack's a good guy, that you guys get along great. That was a few days ago. And last night you're attacking him. And he didn't even come at you. He was going at SoFlo. So I'm guessing SoFlo called you up and said, hey, listen,
No, actually, I believe that Johnny Mack apparently brought up Piggy's wife's an assault that she had or something. I believe that's what happened. So he hit below the belt and went after his wife's assault.
Who hasn't he hit below the belt here? Listen, we all put up thumbnails. We all try to be funny. But the thumbnails that man puts up, they brutally attack people for their weight, their looks. Now he's in the women's community doing it. Look at his thumbnails there. When he came over and wanted to behave, and let's say he came over and wiped out all his thumbnails, not even his shows, just changed his titles and his thumbnails. That would have been okay, sure.
Then don't mention our name again. We won't mention your fucking name.
Yeah.
But you couldn't even do that. You couldn't even wipe out the thumbnails. You couldn't. And then he still had my name in his mouth yesterday when he's supposed to be on this I'm just going after the other side type thing. Stop being so obsessed with me, you freak. Put up paperwork and prove I called your wife's job. You're a compulsive liar. You started as a pizza simp. Doxing. The first time I ever reached out to the kid, okay, I told him to stop putting thumbnails. I didn't even like FBS, but the first thing I said to him was, take those thumbnails down of FBS's family. He had thumbnails up of FBS's brother, his nieces, and stuff like that. I said, they're associating you with our side. We don't do that shit over here. We don't put innocent people and their family members on thumbnails. Stop doxing people. And then they said that I encouraged him, that he said that I encouraged him to dox and call Gunsmoke's family and stuff like that when he was with Pizza. If I would have emailed you that day and said, we don't dox people, wouldn't you have said to me, hey, but you asked me to dox them months ago? Wouldn't you say something like that, Johnny Mack? You're a liar, a compulsive liar. Take accountability for the shit that you did. Stop your shit. Move the fuck on.
Yeah.
Low life.
Basically, what you should do is apologize to everybody for the awful stuff you've done, Johnny.
He did. He tried that apology thing. Remember the apology video? And then he never changed.
So let me explain. Johnny and I, we started talking and tried to be friends. And I was talking to him for a few days. And then he ambushed me on FBS's show because they wanted me to attack Angel and lie. And they wanted me to do the same with MB, and I refused. So when I showed up on the show, guess who's sitting there? Johnny. And FBS hates Johnny Mack. FBS hates the other clown, JC. We've had this conversation. He doesn't trust them and he hates them. But he wants to get at us so bad, he's willing to work with this guy. He's willing to work with JC. He's willing to work with Kevin, who is Thin Gray Line, who has done the most vicious, vile things behind the scenes here, people.
Well, they worked with the Johnny Mack kid too. All the disgusting things that he's done, but they don't trust him. They never trusted him. And when he was over here on our side, he made it like me and him were best friends and we talked every day. Probably 4 times I talked to him on the phone, and it was pertaining to like he needed help with StreamYards and stuff. And it was like, everybody likes you. Can you get people to like me too? How do you do it? I'm like, you got to earn people's respect. You know, he was so insecure. The littlest things people say about him, he cries and whines like a little baby. And that's what he does. He thinks if he bashes and attacks people, no matter what he says, it could be lies. He can be making stuff up. He thinks that's his way in. I want to read the very last email he sent me on March 19th. Can I read it to you guys? And I didn't respond. There's a couple of emails he sent me, but this is the very last one. Hey, NB, I just wanted to apologize again personally. I really didn't mean what I said in my video. I was really hurt because I felt you were trying to hurt me. I should have never went to the parenting stuff and those abuse stuff. So he's admitting that he made that all up, but then he fast forward, like he still called CPS on me. Piece of shit. I'm really sorry about that. This whole YouTube thing from start to finish has been a nightmare. I really did make major life changes when I cleaned up, and this YouTube crap has taken me way out of my character and made me say and do things I deeply regret. Lee asked Kevin to ask me to ask Candela for money. Oh, this is all. He's trying to give me information. I want to get past that because this is like old stuff. The fact that he didn't at least, okay, he said there's proof galore in this. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I have no personal issue with you. We don't know each other. I'll never say anything else. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'll never say anything else about you. One of my biggest regrets was attacking you, but because of your videos, because you're a woman and a mother, and I'm really not a bad person. I pulled out of the genre because I can't be responsible for other people getting hurt. My family and my little grandson are what's important, and being hurtful on YouTube is not what I want to be involved in. Lee has told me several times not to message you, but I just wanted to tell you myself personally how I feel. I'm still not getting involved, even with what's gone down. I wish you the best. ABC, have a blessed day, Johnny Mack. And I have no problem with you. I have lots of evidence on FBS and Lee talking about Vinny and Bay 8-2, and I can help you expose them. And this is on the 20th. Was he friends with FBS at the time? He was your
He
friend.
has no evidence. Full of shit. Hey, Johnny Mack, bring the evidence out.
He was saying FBS in you, but it doesn't matter. You know what? I didn't even respond, and then I made a video giving him the finger. And that's why he's so butthurt, because I have several emails of him trying to be my friend and trying to whatever else. I mean, and all I would do is give him the finger. No way, because before he even called CPS, the first thing he wanted to do when he wanted to attack me was attack my child and attack my parenting. And if anybody's supposed to protect their children, it's the parents. And no way will I ever let my foot off someone's neck who has attacked my child. Now, don't talk about me. I won't talk about you. That's fine. But you couldn't even fucking do that, Johnny Mack. So shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down.
Yeah, you don't get no free ride here, Johnny. You're not to be trusted. You're the least trusted person in here. Everybody in this genre just about has flipped at one time or another on something. And I'm going to tell you one thing, Johnny. The way and FBS, you know, the things. What did he start? The free Shanna thing and stuff.
Yeah.
The way he went at your wife, something horrible. And you talk about, I forgive people for talking about my brother or whatever. I mean, this guy said the worst things. This guy said the most vile things about you. He said the most vile things. And Soflo, I warned you about this guy. I told you that this guy was no good. You agreed with me. And the next thing I know, you're defending him. So you created this monster. So now this monster's coming after you, and you don't like it, Soflo. But this is what you've done, brother. This is what you've done right here. So I don't give a shit what he says about me tomorrow or the next day. We know where he is. And Johnny, why didn't you just stay in that woman's place? Stop attacking people. You would have been doing really well.
Just stick to your paranormal stuff in your little birdhouses. You obviously aren't good at attacking people. Nobody believes your bullshit and your lies. You get away with it for a little bit, and then people see right through you. Now at this point, you ran through everybody. And they all know you're a liar, because the more you lie about people, the more people see. You know? So cut your shit out and either go the fuck away or just do your fucking paranormal shit. He went over to the women thinking that he could empower them and attack them, and these women would, like, I don't know, think he's some kind of stud, or maybe they could compare bras. I don't know what his point of going over there. But my thing, I thought it was more of him like stalking me, because anywhere I went, because I had a couple of friends over in that community. That's what I got from it, because he kind of wanted to follow me around and stalk me. But then he just goes in there, guns blazing, attacking women, people he didn't even know and knew nothing about their beef.
You know what?
Let's not forget about his charges were put up, and he beats his wife.
And you know what I noticed from MB? I never really watched his shows.
Me neither.
He was attacking every day. And today I went through his library and I was like, wow, he said this, he said this, he said this. And you know, we all fight here. We all put up thumbnails, but his thumbnails are so vicious and vile.
It reminds you of thumbnails that are in question too a little bit when I look through it, because I never looked through his stuff either. Some of this disgusting stuff and the perverted, disgusting things that he
And
said.
then-
Gay 30-foot Lauren and Nazi Nicholas. And we're supposed to forgive you and say everything's cool? You still got this shit up. Gay 8th and Nazi Nicholas. Who's Nazi Nicholas, huh? Johnny Mack? How about wife beater Johnny Mack? Fatball Sicilian, Just Josie, and Johnny Mack hash it out. Okay, that's Emery and his chubby drag queen. Stax the Rat, Josie the Drunk. Josie can drink, she's over 21. Jasana the Hunt being used, recordings exposed, live at the casino. Okay, so you go to a casino and spend your wife's money. You don't have a job. CPS came to your door. CPS didn't go to your door. Shut the fuck up. His kids are all like, his kids have kids.
No, he actually, remember when he had the cop ringing at his door and he said the cops there? I called him back. I called him back and I said to him, the cops are really there. You know what he said to me? He said, no. He admitted to me that he was lying about the cops being at his house.
Yeah, well, that's what he does. He's a liar. What about and I never believed this too, because there was the story about Tony Pizza being SA. And I want to say, because I don't want to use the words, but you know what SA stands for, people in chat.
Yes.
Something with a pen being shoved up his tush, you know? And I never ever believed that Tony Pizza would disclose, if that happened to Tony Pizza, that he would actually disclose that to somebody. I always thought that was a whole made up story too. And then they became friends again after that. So that, I mean, in my opinion, that showed that it wasn't true, because he was a pizza simp. And then remember the Christmas Eve recordings? They recorded your conversation. Johnny Mack and Tony Pizza recorded Lee Cole and Armchair MBA on Christmas Eve and put them up on YouTube to try to go at Lee and Armchair. On Christmas Eve, this is what they did. Armchair had a brand new baby at the time. He has a little girl at home trying to celebrate Christmas Eve, and they're worried about recording his conversation and putting him out there.
And now you go after Kevin Thin Gray Line, the scumbag. But here's the fact, Johnny. You loved him when he was with you. You guys were doing all this vicious stuff because we all know that Kevin. What the hell Kevin's even doing in this genre? Who is he? What does he do here?
You know, they could all fight it out with each other. Let us just go back to having. Let us all have fun. You guys and Johnny Mack, you guys just go back and forth at each other. NB's drippy snatch. That's lovely, Johnny Mack, you pervert.
And
I think he's secretly in love with me, because the emails of him trying to be my friend and all the stuff that went on behind the scenes with him begging people, tell him to be my friend. Hell to the no. Just move on. I don't want to be your friend. Pendulum Jaw. What else do we got?
And people, right now we have 274 people in here. If anybody wants to donate, feel free. If you cannot, I understand. I already received a couple of cash apps. I haven't looked at them yet, but I appreciate that. And that's the one time I'm going to ask. Now it's up to you.
Leotard and his BITCH ASS lies and Jody the drunk again. Why is he so obsessed with Jody too? She could drink. There's no laws against somebody over 21 drinking, as long as she's in her own house or she's not operating a vehicle.
Exactly. David, he's an obnoxious and abusive lunatic. He is. You know, when you act like that, when you do thumbnails like that, where you're willing just to do whatever you can to try to hurt somebody. And now he's in the women's community trying to hurt women with thumbnails.
How come it's like he does everything that we do, though? Lee Cole and Danny D cups have too much estrogen. No, Johnny Mack, you're the one with the D cups. Like, why is it? A lot of it seems like he copies off of us.
Well,
that's a little bizarre with some of his title. Tony Pizza and Angel, the losers of their families. And you're putting up pictures of Angel Gotti with her face distorted. Real nice. That lady doesn't even know who you are. Until recently, she didn't even know who he was.
Angela, how you doing? Good to see you here. Okay. I'm going to read it. If you guys want to ask some questions, let me try to catch up here. Okay, let's see. Coop 11, Mack Fila tracksuits are stolen. He should be charged with stolen velour. Okay. Yes, a black guy tried saying it was Lee. And people in this chat believed them, people. I even did a show. I did a video where I showed a mugshot of the black guy. And the following day, him and that retard from Connecticut, Thin Gray Line, pathetic. Oh God, that guy's a creep. They were double downing on it. They doubled down on it, even though they knew they were lying. That's the kind of people they are. Then we got Code showing his penis to people that's crooked and with it 2 inches long, whatever. We got Code out there, and these people, these are the freaks. These are the freaks. Listen, we all have issues here, people. We all fight. We all do stuff. But there's certain people here that are absolute freaks. You know, and we're naming who these freaks are right now. Whether you guys want to believe it is up to you.
I messaged you in the private chat about JM. I just don't want to say bad words, and you know, but
hey guys, try not to let any remarks get through that. Yeah, that Tina SoFlo, thanks for blocking that one. We don't want nobody going after nobody's wives, period. Okay, let me read some more of these.
Maria's in chat. He attacked Maria. He didn't even know that lady, but at the moment he took down the stuff on Maria, and he's not talking about her, so I don't even want to bring up those issues.
Yeah. Muscle says the chat's ripping Lee. Yes, that's why you guys are in there to unrip it. I'm sorry I put this unwanted pressure on you today, but I said, listen, there's people that if you hated me and you don't stay here, try to give it a shot. Mobland, a perfect example. Highly good to see you here, Mobland. Yorkville Circle, they are going to interview Elizabeth. Yeah, they are going to interview Elizabeth Wolf.
Who's that?
That's the one that got beat up by the black kidnapper.
Oh.
That was her name, Elizabeth Wolf.
The fake lead that they tried to slander you and put that out there?
Yeah. They're gonna interview Elizabeth Wolf. Do you realize how serious that is? If I wanted to pursue that further, the fact that he made such a charge like that, it's despicable. To say a man beat a woman and kid. I've never hit a woman in my life, ever. You'll never find a woman that will ever say that I hit him. I can honestly say that. No woman in my life, in my past, has some of them hit me. They all hit me, but I've never hit the woman.
Yeah, but you probably deserved it. But I mean,
did. Yes, I probably did.
I mean, and he also tried to Baker act Tony Pizza. He called the cops on Tony Pizza. I don't know if that was a Baker act or that was his excuse. But he called the cops on Tony Pizza. He went at Tony Pizza. Tony Pizza went at him. Be a man. Deal with it. You run to the cops like a little PUSSY? Come on, Johnny Mack. Roche set of balls.
That thin gray line guy seems like a slimy snake. Donald, when you compare him to a slimy snake, thin gray line, you are insulting the snake. Let me tell you a story. When FBS and I was getting along, FBS called me and told me the guy was a slimy bastard. And then he went on the show that night and he was talking crap about me on FBS's show. And you could see FBS's wife making faces that this guy was on the show because she knew what a piece of garbage he was. And now he's accepted. But SoFlo will accept anybody. It doesn't matter. He'll accept anybody. For some reason, he'll accept anybody. What's his name? FBS is a pure scumbag, but at least he won't accept certain people. But
and Gunsmoke too seems a little smarter too. Like Gunsmoke, apparently, like his grandparents were harassed by Johnny Mack, and he never really wanted to forgive him. Which you shouldn't forgive somebody who goes after your family.
Not when you're talking dirty. Not when you say filthy, dirty things to the grandparents. About giving head and this was all lined up by Tony at that time and this guy. And so Johnny, I try not to remember.
Yeah, my family's been harassed too, and I have reason to believe that it was him. But like I said, I don't blame things on people without legitimate proof, so I can't blame Johnny Mack. But there's been certain family members of mine in their jobs that were contacted the same time as CPS. CPS was contacted the same day as the family member, and there was threats made and stuff like that, which was all being handled. That stuff is out of my hands, as far as like the investigations on that, not the CPS stuff. I'm not going to call the cops on him for fake CPS reports. But as far as like, threatening certain people, I can't. That's out of my hands. But it all coincide the same day. So 2 + 2 = 4. But without legitimate proof, I won't blame him. But he's the type of disgusting individual that does stuff like that. He gets up all in his feelings. He has this rage in him. He's a paranoid freak. He thinks everybody's conspiring against him just because they don't want to talk to him every day. It's because nobody trusts you.
Oh, guys,
Nobody trusts you.
I
That's
just like
it.
to say something real quick. Guys, if you do not like somebody and they're in here, do not block them unless they deserve to be blocked, please. No personal relationships in this chat room. People don't like people from other chat rooms. That's like if I go to a chat room and somebody blocks me in another chat room, maybe, you don't have no right to do that unless the people that run in the show tell you to, or unless someone says something real nasty. Okay,
Yeah.
Johnny Mack thought the sewing community would only show him from the breast down on camera.
I don't know what he thought in there. I have no idea, but it didn't end up so well for him because apparently, from what I hear, none of them are welcoming him into their chat. So he only has his own. He only has, hey Margine, he only has his own chat to be into. He's burned bridges over there with women by attacking them and saying horrible, disgusting things and lies and slandering and putting up fake. There was a bunch of fake evidence he was trying to put up about these girls, and it was proven that it was fake. So now he's resorting to putting up fake stuff to try to slander these women. Why? Try to go at the men. My channel is me and a man. Go ahead.
Angela Right Winger. FBS accepted listen, FBS, you have made statements that, Angel said awful things about me and I accepted her back as a friend. Let me tell you something, FBS. A lot of people said awful things about your wife and you accepted them into your community. There's a group of guys. You don't think that when Johnny Mack was saying all that stuff, that thin gray line was behind it also? So, and JC, you're lucky. We're not going to mention you. You know why? As much of a scumbag idiot as you are, at least you've been over there for quite a few months now, not doing this Johnny thing, Code thing, Kevin thing. Those 3 guys, the worst of the worst, those 3 guys right there. You want to read that?
Nothing Mack about that fool. He got titties. Johnny is the product of growing up without a father, a man figure in his home house, showing him the way of a man, how and what it takes to be a man. So I believe there were charges of him either beating up his father or his wife's father. He beat up one of them. They called the police on him because he assaulted them.
Well, see, that I don't know much about. Sometimes a father deserves a beating. So I don't want to say anything like that. But, and people, you know what I mean.
We shouldn't resort to violence. We should try to work it out with our words. And that's my opinion. If it's going to get to violence, you need to. But we don't condone violence on this channel unless.
Oh, you know what, Redzilla? Great point. You respect Johnny more than, without a doubt. Billy Brown, $27.99. Thank you, Billy. That's so appreciated. Redzilla, you're absolutely right. Gunsmoke is a follower. There's no doubt about that. But he's a saint compared to Johnny Mack. I can put it straight as that. He's a saint compared to Johnny Mack. Johnny Mack's a snake. He'll be talking to you on the phone. The minute he hangs up, he'll be plotting against you. And another thing, thin gray line. Do you think it's normal for a man to be sending pictures of you posing in spandex underwear? Because you used to send them to me all the time, and I used to be, why is this dude sending me pictures of him posing with fucking underwear on? And from what I understand, you're sending them to other people too, Kevin? I don't know.
That's awkward. But he can't be. I mean, between the slander he's done about my parenting and my child, my friend Joe, and calling him a drug addict, and the slander about, certain medical issues that he's had going on, there's no forgiveness in my heart for that scumbag. None at all. And I don't, other channels can do what they want. If they want to work with him, they think, there might be something, whatever they want to do, that's their business. I'm just not going to participate in chats if he's in there. That's all. I mean,
And Johnny 5, James Proctor, crack the whip, get Lee back. James and I are working on a video right now where it's going to be about Pat Patterson and his sexual exploits in the locker room with other men, harassment. We're going to be putting that video up tomorrow. It's going to be
Angel said, I get attacked every day by JC and FBS. Frig them. That's her not cursing. She said FRIG. Frig them. Yep. Every single day. It's
100 days. That's all they
do.
do. That's all they do. That's all they do. That's what they do. That's without doing that. Without doing that, what would they have?
Right.
$10 from James Proctor. Great show, Lee. We'll be doing a wrestling show tomorrow. Would love for everybody to subscribe to Wrestling with the Devil if you haven't. On the road to 1,000 subs. Yes. And I'm going to put, people keep asking me why Danny and I broke up. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter why Danny and I broke up. I'm not going to attack Danny, and Danny hasn't attacked me. So if you're going to break up a show, that's the way to do it, people.
Yeah, you guys go your separate ways and be mature about it. That's it.
I wish him the best. And you know, these guys that make fun of Danny and stuff, I could tell you this much about Danny. Danny had his own business. He had his own homes. Danny worked like a dog. So those guys insulting Danny, you can't really insult them because you ain't shit compared to him. That's just my opinion. Sean, it's good to see you. How you doing, my man? Miss Forget, yeah, Gianni, you ain't wrong. We're lucky we only went to once. Well, okay, I'm sorry about that. Not a fan of JC, but it's funny seeing him telling Mack what a legit tracksuit looks like.
Oh my God. No way. He did that? You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Chai Hooker, 1999. Shit's still hilarious. JC is the only one that has never got a cloned account in BB Mack ain't about shit. You see the super chat down there?
Yeah, you're reading right now.
Just treat him like the POS he is and watch him through the two-way mirror like he is in a zoo. And that is a good, yeah, JC hasn't had a clone account, has he? JC, remember when I would tell you, when I would tell Lee, I'd be like, he's in other chats bashing you from sock accounts, but then he jumps on your panel and acts like your friend. Not only that, I'm like, this is his YouTube channel. He had a YouTube channel where he was making videos about you and other friends that he had in communities. And then he was acting like your friend, but then he would like send them to you and be like, look what this person said about you. Meanwhile, it was like him on a sock account attacking Lee. He's a strange guy. Very strange. Very, very strange. I don't know. Is he a sniper? LCN, I always thought was like Lee Cole News. I didn't know that meant he was like part of La Costa Nostra.
Yes, exactly. I'm sub to wrestling. Thank you, Johnny 5. If anybody wants to sub to wrestling with the Devil, please do so. We got some good shit coming up. Okay, Fugazi, downwork, new work. You have been up lately, buddy. Mr. Fugazi, you keep I'm sorry to keep going into your personal conversations in here. Okay. Billy Brown, Lee Cole is the #1 mobster on, yeah, I'm no mobster, but on YouTube. Haters gonna hate. Love the content, Lee. You're the best. Billy Brown, and we only wish you the best, Billy Brown. We only wish you the best. $6.99. Lee and Angel should start a show. Yeah, we're on a show every night.
Perhaps that's a good thing though. Like we have a good little community that we got, and we all kind of like support each other. We might not always agree with each other on certain things, but at the end of the day, we could sit down and we have each other's backs. You know what I mean? There's a group of us, and we know that we have each other's backs, and if we need something, we're there for each other, and it just comes down to that. And it's like it's good to find a good group of people. We had to wean out a lot of scumbags to find it, but there's a good group of us that we all like kind of support each other.
And we don't talk to, sometimes we'd be pissed at each other for 2 weeks. I mean, when you were pissed at me for a couple of months, but you didn't attack me.
No, I didn't attack you. That was it. You were hanging out with certain people that I didn't agree with. And what did I do? I stayed away from your channel. That was it. But I didn't go after you.
That's why I got in trouble with them, because they used to say to me, why aren't you attacking them? See, I wasn't part of that team. They wanted me to attack, and I refused to do it. They didn't like that. They were like, why don't you? I literally had them say, FPS would say to me, why aren't you attacking NB? Why aren't you attacking Angel?
So when you were over there, let me ask you a couple of questions. You were over there and you were kind of friendly with Johnny Mack and stuff like that in that group.
Johnny, you know what it is? When you talk to Johnny Mack on the phone, you buy his bullshit.
Yeah.
And so Johnny Mack, when the night he turned on me, you know what he said? I said, Johnny, you and I we're talking on the phone all the time. You know what he said to me? He said, Lee, I've been calling you for the last 2 days and you won't answer my calls. He was mad because I didn't answer his calls.
That's weird. Insecure, weird. But did it seem like they trusted him and let him know like inside scoop and stuff like that? Like how was it over there with him?
That side over there, no. Johnny Mack, no.
Yeah.
They didn't trust him. They didn't trust JC. I don't know how it is with JC now, but they never trusted them. But when the time came, when I wouldn't go after you or Angel, they used Johnny Mack to come at me. That's what they did. But Johnny Mack fell for it. So, but it made me laugh because I know inside how much FBS hates JC and he hates Johnny Mack. It's like no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
He despises them. Kevin, Thin Gray Line, he hates with a passion.
That's what I feel like a lot of Johnny Mack's, like the little bit that I did listen to, and I hardly ever listen to them. And oh man, I get PTSD from hearing some of their voices. But it's like Johnny Mack was upset because they didn't include him and stuff like that. He wasn't included. They kept them from a lot of information. You know what I mean? So now he's putting out all this stuff on them, and it's like, what could be true? You're admitting that they wouldn't let you in on phone calls and let you know what's going on. They said it too. So now you're putting out stuff on them. What's true and what's not? I mean,
then he went down to Florida with his big meeting with SoFlo, and SoFlo wouldn't even invite him to his house.
Oh my God, no way.
The guy went halfway across the country to visit this man.
He drove there too, right? Didn't he drive there? He drove there?
And he wouldn't bring him to his house. That's how much they trusted Johnny Mack.
I wonder if he invited himself. He probably invited himself. Hey, I'm coming down next week. Hey.
Well, actually, from the way it was explained, he called up SoFlo and said that I'm coming over. And SoFlo go, no, I'll meet you at the restaurant, brother. I'll meet you at the restaurant, brother.
So he just made his way down to Florida, invited himself there, and thought that he was going to invite himself over to SoFlo.
He was going to go in, and they were going to dance the jig and everything.
Like sit at the table together and break bread, and he didn't even want him there.
It didn't happen that way.
That should have been a clear sign then and there. That right then and there, that should have been a clear sign.
Johnny Mack and JC have been the dorks. Johnny Mack and JC are the dorks of, and let's not forget Kevin. But Code's right there. He's like a motorcycle wannabe dork.
Yes,
with a crooked penis.
I didn't see it. Thank God. Bible study.
He didn't try to send you any pictures.
No. Because Joe, when he started talking that dirty talk to me, Joe grabbed the phone and told him, "What the hell are you doing?" So
Joe would have sent him back a picture and said, "That's a penis."
No. He just isn't going to let anybody disrespect me and talk nasty to me, especially somebody like that. And then he's supposed to be Joe's friend too. It's a whole bunch to get into. Code's a weird fella. Let's just say that. Sunny Money, is that the real Sunny Money?
Yeah, but Sunny Money is all over the place. Sunny Money is in everybody's chat.
He's friends with that Hep C riddled STD riddled junkie with the man boobs, and who takes that.
That's the only chat that he's showing his face in is his chat.
Wow, I didn't think that Sunny Money hung around with people who abuse women and beat women.
Okay.
What's next, Dad? I got 10 more minutes, so I really like to.
Angel FBS is terrible for sure, one of the worst, but I think everyone has their person on here who say they are worse, but it's all different for certain people. F's for you, SoFlo for Muscle. It's a group of guys. Okay, but remember, the leader of those other guys is FBS. So what they do is led by FBS. So FBS is responsible. That MOBTUBE group, they all bow at the feet and knees, and this includes SoFlo. They all bow at the feet of FBS. I don't know why, but they do.
Strange, very strange.
Goodness sakes, JC, he was friends with Gotti. He's about as relevant as a cockroach.
I never understood. He'd bring up this Elsie when I was with LCN, and I always thought he was talking about Lee Cole News because he would say it on here constantly. I thought it had something to do with Lee Cole. For real, I can't make this up. I really did.
Okay, I saw, dude, that MF is no motherfucking sniper. He's the kid who got picked on while he was waiting for his mama to pick him up from school. Yes, he had Asperger's syndrome.
I don't think anybody should be, and those people putting up pictures of people. It started with Johnny Mack and the Pizza Army. First, FBS and the Pizza Army were going back and forth with the doxing with Tony Pizza's mom. They were doxing FBS and his family and Gunsmoke's family. Then Johnny Mack was putting up thumbnails with FBS's family and his pictures on it. That's where the doxing originally started, right? I don't agree with any type of doxing of innocent people and family members. You know, I got doxed, whatever. I'm on here and I went at people. That's one thing. Leave my child out of it. Leave my parents out of it. Leave my brother out of it. Leave my aunts, my uncles, my dead relatives out of it. Everybody needs to do better in that way. You know what I mean? Like on that side, our side.
Finn Creek. I don't know if you're blocking people, but please do not be blocking people that you have issues with, dude. I'm not sure if it's true, but I got a couple complaints about it already. Just so you do know. Renee, when you look at SoFlo's chat or FBS's chat, you will notice something right away. Their chat doesn't move. Thank you. And 90% of the people commenting have wrenches. Hilarious. I looked at the chat this morning that had supposedly 300 people in the show, but the same person on the chat was at the bottom for like 4 minutes.
And Sunny Money, don't try to go back and forth with me. All I said was I thought you wouldn't be around somebody who beat women. That's all. I don't give a crap where you go.
Edwin Jimenez, $5. Thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Lee. Over 1 million in the super chats. Don't forget, Miss Angel Gotti receives half of. Well, you know what, Angel? When I go on Angel's show at night, she gets a ton of cash apps because people do it to piss me off. So that's why Angel wants me on, because of the amount of cash apps she makes off my back.
Well, that's good though. Good for her though. It helps the animals.
I think she's out buying other stuff.
Seltzer water,
the amount of cash apps
water and cat food.
I think she's out buying furniture lately.
No.
She's been getting like about 10, 15 cash apps a night.
And it's Christmas time. She's going to spoil her grandkids extra then probably. She seems like that type of woman. The animals and the grandkids are what's
Hey guys, if anybody wants to jump in here, I'm putting the link down. If anybody wants to replace Lauren, you can. If not, no problem.
Let's talk about real quick. So they put up a picture of your daughter the other day in the debate. That was his way of going at you during a debate, is to post your daughter's picture?
My beautiful daughter.
Wow. Your biological daughter, not me.
Yes, my beautiful daughter who's in the Navy, and she left the Navy after 4 years. She got a master's degree, and her son's father was killed in Afghanistan in a rollover. It was an accident, but he was killed in Afghanistan. And she's been through a lot. And to get even with me, he put up her face of my daughter, who is just wonderful. I cannot think of a better person in this world than my daughter. She's just a wonderful woman. She's kind-hearted. She got her master's degree. You know, now she's working with people that have issues with what do they call that? Down syndrome kids. That's who
special needs children. Yeah. Special needs.
Okay, does Finn Creek show his face?
Finn Freak show his face?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Have you ever brought him up before?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna do it real quick. I'll be ready to hit that button. Finn Creek.
Hey, what's up, Lee?
Oh, how you doing?
Good, I'm good. Listen.
What brings you up?
What brings me up is you got Chicago Muscle in here lying about everybody. He's trying to tell you that I'm blocking people. It's not happening.
No. He did not tell me that.
I want you to play the replay when you're done tonight.
Okay, just so you know, it wasn't him
here.
It wasn't him that told me that. It was somebody that said that you and him were battling in the chat.
I was bad. He kept timing out. He kept hiding Rottweilers. Rottweilers didn't do nothing to him. He just doesn't like him because he's a pizza and he's with stand-up guy. The guy comes over here. He pretends it's his fucking show. Is it your show or is it his?
Well, it depends what day it is. Today it's my show.
Well, today it's your show.
Yes.
Hopefully every day it's your show.
I'm kidding. You know damn well this is my show.
Well,
we got 322 in here.
Put
We
a
got
harness
320.
on him because he ruins every chat he comes into.
See, we have Charles Sullivan says Fin Freak is a pizza simp. And that Lee runs his chat. They could be whatever simp they want to be as long as they're respectful in chat. And those are the rules. His moderators know it. So even if Fin Freak is a pizza simp, as long as he's being respectful to Lee and his guests, he's, that's the rule.
I don't time anybody out. I don't block anybody.
Somebody else said drop the link for them in chat if you want.
Well, see, that's the problem. That's the problem that we have when we have, especially a busy show. Like we have 326 in here right now. Some people got personality problems with others.
Well, he's mad at me because I wouldn't dump pizza because he said so. I told him to go pound sand.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to just say this. I would appreciate if you guys got along on my chat. And well, here's comes Chicago Muscle. Here we go. No fighting loud up here, guys.
Yeah, here comes. Yeah.
Chicago, what's up?
What's up, bitch?
Hey, Sean.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, Sean, how's your job taking you not being able to work?
He ain't liking it. He actually went out of town to Australia to go see his son graduate. His son is going to be a doctor or something out there. So I was supposed to hang it tough with the other manager, but I went down last Monday and she ain't liking it too much. So hopefully I'll be back Thursday.
So what do you think about what we've been talking about? What do you think about Johnny Mack?
Yeah, I mean it was inevitable. I mean, look at how you got ambushed a couple months back on the other guy's channel, and look at what happened. I mean, if somebody's talking to somebody on the phone, right, and then they hang up with that person and they act like they're somebody's friend, and then they call up somebody and just bash the person, that person's got some mental issues. A normal person doesn't do that.
I want to say one thing about stand-up guy. Stand-up guy, I spent some time attacking him. He spent some time attacking me, and we agreed not to do it no more. And it hasn't been done since then, people. So however people want to take that, I've never heard him attack Angel Gotti. I don't even know what you mean by that. MB and him do have issues. There's no doubt about that. But that's between them, and hopefully they'll work them out. But as for stand-up guy, me and him, we put our shit behind us. End of story. And as far as I'm concerned, it's behind us. I'm not gonna fight other people's battles. We got some tough people in here that can fight their own battles. Sean, do you think everybody should be fighting other people's battles when people don't like each other?
No.
Yeah, because
at the end of the day, Lee, we're adults. You would think adults could settle their own shit on.
And you know what? To be fair to Muscle's very polarizing. Let's put it that way. We have polarizing people in here. I'm kind of polarizing. And we got more. It's SoFlo is definitely polarizing. We just have people that a lot of people just don't like.
I think it's maybe a clash of personalities, right?
Yeah. A lot of people, yeah. And there's nothing I can do about that.
No. Yeah, perfect example. At my work, I work with, different personalities, and then I deal with different personalities, customers. It takes a little bit of skill to navigate through it,
Let me say hi to Maddie Marinara.
What's up, Lee? How you doing?
You haven't come up here to do a funeral, have you?
I haven't.
You have to announce the funeral that you're doing.
I would. You don't hear an echo, do you?
No.
Okay. What's up, Sean? How you doing?
Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
Have you been on Maddie's show, Sean?
No.
Actually,
I think I have.
Yeah,
I think I have one.
I've seen him. Yeah. Yep.
Well,
how you guys doing?
Pretty good. How about you, my man?
I'm all right. Just listening to the show. Listen to stuff going down.
So what do you think about what we discussed about Johnny Mack?
What I thought about Busy says pizza needs a funeral. He already got one, but we could have fun with a zombie.
He needs to be buried 3-4 times.
Yeah,
he's a zombie.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Let me tell you something. What I felt about Johnny Mack, at first when I seen him with a wrench and I seen that he was in that chat, was I ecstatic about it? Absolutely not, because I know about the things that Johnny Mack has said and the actions that he has taken towards people in our community. And so no, I wasn't. But what did I do? Instead of overreacting, which I do sometimes, I got in touch with Muscle and I asked him exactly what was going on. And if you guys noticed, this next day, Johnny Mack did not have a wrench. He did not, it wasn't people. I think some people overreacted very quickly to that situation. And
what I did, and you're right, Maddie, because what I did is for the last 3-4 days, Chicago and I have been having that conversation through Twitter. And you don't see him attacking me because I have a different opinion than his. And I'm not going to attack him because he has a different opinion than me. Mm-hmm. However he wants to handle Johnny Mack, he can handle Johnny Mack. But I know how. I'm not going to handle him. That's what it comes down to, Maddie.
Yeah. And like, would I ever have Johnny Mack in my chat? Absolutely not. But that's, everybody's entitled to do what they want to do. People run their own shows that we cannot, try to bash people or get totally, or throw them to the side, or, start degrading them or whatever you want to call it, just because they have, that guy on for that one day. It was there for a reason. You understand? Because there's a lot of bigger fish to fry than Johnny Mack. He's kind of like a tadpole, if anything, to fry. He ain't even a fish.
Yeah. And we're not going to even talk about him again. I don't give a shit if he talks about us. I mean, he did 1 million videos on me. He had me kidnapping somebody as a black man. So
yeah, he's a clown. He's a clown. He don't know what the hell. I don't think he's going to talk about anybody, because it's just a lose situation for him. If anything, I think he's going to try to just tuck his tail and bounce, because he's really not going to, there's no purpose for him in this genre, or you know what I mean? He has to go chase Ghost. That's what he's going to have to do, because nobody's going to want him around because of the stuff that he's done and said. So that's my take on it. I feel like a lot of people overreacted very quickly to that. And he's not around. Like, if he was around right now and he was grabbing the lane, he was like a co-host, then I'd be like, whoa, what the hell, what's going on here? But that's not the case at all. Nobody trusts Johnny Mack. Please believe that.
Benny Albanese, Lee Cole, respect from Yonkers. Likewise, my man. I appreciate that. I can honestly say I missed the 90s in Yonkers. I don't think I would miss it anymore.
Yeah, nothing's the same. Yeah, nothing's the same.
When it comes to New York, dude, nothing's the same.
Nothing. It really isn't. 'Cause even like 20 years ago, it's just totally different. But I guarantee that's a lot.
Going into New York City or New York now is like going into a different world. I wouldn't even. I don't have no desire to go to New York City anymore. And I used to love New York City, Maddie. I used to look forward to going to New York City.
Yeah, same.
Same. I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, same.
I'm that way with most big cities now.
I don't even want to leave my house. Too bad I have to go to work every day, right?
The Truth was blocked. John Wolf was blocked. Hey, John, just so you do know, I seen you sending a bunch of stuff to Johnny Mack the day that he was accusing me of doing that kidnapping down in Dallas, and you were kind of egging him on, dude. So,
Lean, you're right. I noticed something like that too. John, that guy cannot be trusted. Listen, this is my opinion. I do not trust John Wolf. I never trusted John Wolf. He's just like one of those bad for business type of people.
Zio Lesso, one of the really good guys of he tells you like it is.
Yeah, he
one
does.
One of the good old. He's older than me. That's what I like about him. I like when I can find some guys older than me around here.
Yeah, he'll
How old are you approximately?
But I just want to say too,
Hey, Maddie, I just asked you a question. Why
What did you say?
avoiding it?
Well, no, what did you say? Say that again.
I said, how old are you approximately?
I'm old. I'll put it to you like this. I am no older than 40 and no younger than 20.
Damn, dude.
There you go.
I took you like 32, 33.
Got to keep them guessing, you know.
Yeah.
Because they're dying. They're dying, you know. It's
dangerous to give out any information on here, ain't it?
Yeah, they want to know. They want to know. Even though I will say this for like the 100th time, no matter who they find, nobody's gonna compare to the records these guys have. The ones that want to dox everybody, they make themselves look foolish because they have the worst records, the worst backgrounds, the worst personalities. They're just they're the worst of the worst, and they want to try to point the finger at people, and it's gonna backfire. You know, that's how I look at that. So, but yeah. Sean said $500 on my head. That's right. They're looking for me.
500? Really? That's 500?
No, seriously. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Right.
So, I feel bad. I never had $1 on my head because I was stupid enough to come in here and call myself Lear Cole III. Can you give it away any quicker?
Exactly.
You know what's funny, Maddie?
What's up?
I gave my full name out here 1.5 years ago. And now, like FBS did a show recently, started showing my mugshot and talking about my record. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
And then FBS says that I never lived in New York. And then he comes out with my record, part of my record in New York. And he still won't admit I'm from New York.
Because he's an idiot. He is an idiot. That man is a clown. That man is just every single day. Every time he opens his mouth, his brain shrinks every time he speaks. Seriously, man. Seriously.
I know you love drama, but actually, I would rather be up here doing a mob show. I'll be honest with you. Matter of fact, let me give some mob information.
Go ahead.
Gene Borrello. Gene. The tough guy. Gene was supposed to be in court today. But they postponed court again for him. And they pushed it out to the, I think, January 11th, right around that date. And he's got to go back to court. And Gene, I don't understand you, dude. If I was you, I'd just be trying to get my shit and do my shit. Stay away from this MobTube shit. It's like, it's going to bury you, man. You do know the FBI is watching this. There's no doubt that they're watching this.
He can't help it, Lee. He can't help it.
There's two genres that the FBI watch. That's the prison genre and the mob genre. Because how many felons do we have in this genre? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in this genre without a felon, we got to really suspect you of something. Like if you're a good, decent person and you're in this genre, decent doesn't go in here. We have to question you. Because there's a lot of people in here who are scumbags and say, I'm decent. We're good guys. I'm the smartest guy in the world. If you don't give me no money, I'm going to shut my show down. Okay, I don't know who I'm thinking of, but
Yeah, the pork from York. That's what you're thinking of.
Another funny thing about that clown. Yes, FBS, you like to insult me continuously, so I'll give it back to you a little bit tonight. He'll say things like I go on vacation. Dude, you've never been out of York. Going on vacation doesn't mean you've been out of York. Okay? You've been there just about your whole life. Getting on a plane and going on vacation doesn't mean anything because it lasts a week and then you got to go back home. I know one thing about me. I've been all over this country. Do you know 6 years ago, I went across the country. No, it's been about 8 years ago. It was when my last kid was in the military. And I put my tire of my cars in all 48 states. Do you know that, Maddie? Sean?
Nice.
I purposely did. It took me 2 months and I traveled around the country. So when you do something like that,
that's awesome.
Yeah. See, I can't go to Alaska because Canada won't let me in.
Yeah, a lot of people can't go to Alaska, Lee. I met some people that they went to every state except Alaska.
I want to go to Zanzibar.
Tiffany wants to go to Zanzibar. Where's that, Tiffany? Tanzania.
And I can't go to Hawaii because it costs us $100 for a Big Mac. You know, there's no way I'm going to spend $100 for a Big Mac.
It better be good. I better be
You
good.
know, and you know, the only bad thing, Maddie and Sean, is that when they pull my record and show it and how many times I've been arrested, I start saying, damn, I wasn't a very good criminal. I'm like, damn, I've been arrested a lot.
It's a trip to think you get fact checked, huh? The whole nine, the mug shot, the whole report. It's just
by some degenerate scumbags that have worse
like
crap on their
guys that have DUIs and drug charges.
Yeah,
they're going to judge me for being a thief.
Exactly.
You know, but
this guy knocks off the mail lady and then wants to point fingers.
And how smart is it to rob a mail truck?
Yeah, and then go try to buy a TV.
It's like as a criminal, even the mob. Did you ever see the mob back in the day robbing mail trucks?
Oof! Look at no.
I never even heard of the mob because the mobs will go after what's easy money. But once you involve the feds,
exactly,
and you involve the state,
oof, that's bad.
You know, you got
federal.
That's federal.
You know, and then you got people looking at you for robbing a mail truck because you might get some credit card. It's not worth it, man.
Pull up Zio's comment, Lee. That's perfect. What he just said. His last comment, not the Gene one above from Gene.
Oh, Zio.
The Gene one is.
It's sad. Piggy really hates Lee for one real reason, and one reason only. Lee's show is overall more successful. Any other reason he claims is pure BS. You know what, Zio? You know something? I come up here. Here's what they hate. We got 316 in here right now. Here's me, a 62-year-old man that they've been trying to destroy for a year and a half. And they've had no luck. It's like I said to FBS, and I'll say it again. FBS, if I was on here as many times as you are a day, twice a day, 5 to 6 days a week, I would make just as much money as you.
If not,
I've come up here. I've gotten 4 or 5 cash apps. I made a quick $100, $200. I don't know yet. But the reality is, if you do this twice a day, I can't. Maddie,
yeah,
you do shows. Can you picture doing that shit twice a day?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I don't have it in me.
Nope. And he wonders why. He doesn't make money. People are bored, man. You are boring. You're not bringing anything to the table. You're not giving them any incentive to want to come back and watch. So Pete, that's why, and then he has to basically threaten to shut his shows down and stuff like that. And like Sad Fish, like the pizza guy, like, come on, man. And then you want to say that people want to say that they're not the same. Like, no, they're actually very much similar. They're very alike, both of them.
Mario M, $9.99 just because. Thank you, just because, Mario M. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I
think you got another one too, Lee, above him. Yeah, Fighting Irish. $3 super sticker.
I just didn't see it yet. Thank you for the $3 super sticker. Dude, I'm so far behind in my chat. See, this is the difference between me and these other guys that have 300 people. My chat is like, I fall so far behind.
It's rough. I know it is. They move when chats are moving. It's very hard. Like people just remember that. Like if comments ever get skipped or it's not on purpose. Like it just sometimes the chat and with StreamYards it tends to skip. It'll literally skip.
I got 2 chats up right now. I got the regular chat for StreamYard up, which I fall way behind in, and then I got the chat up for the show, and there I'm at the bottom, so I'm missing everything in between.
Yeah,
it's not that easy, people. But don't get me wrong. I'll give you an example. Megyn Kelly was just on, and she has a great podcast. I didn't dig her when she was with Fox and went after Trump, but her podcast is really good because she could say what she wants. And she was on before. She had 599 people watching. I'm thinking to myself, I'm pretty lucky to have 300 people watch.
Yeah,
who wants to watch this old fuck?
Hit that like button, by the way, chat. Hit that like button.
Bust the shit out of that like button. We got 103 likes right now. Thank you.
Can I mention one thing real quickly?
You can mention whatever you want.
Finn Freak. I just want to. I heard him say something about that that Tony Pizza never hit that dog, that he loves that dog. Listen, when I'm gonna just say this, this is my opinion. Well, first of all, I've seen Pizza hit that dog, yoke that dog up, squeeze its face. You've heard the dog yelp. There's video proof of it. So to say that you've never seen it or you don't believe that it's happened is kind of ignorant to say. So that's one thing. And as far as when Pizza is loving that dog and that dog's all over him, you know what that's called? That's called damage control.
Yeah.
That's because he knows that he got caught abusing the dog. So what is he? If you guys think about it, he'll hit the dog, right? And then he'll go live an hour from then and be like, "Oh, look at hugging on the dog and kissing on the dog."
And all dogs are different. Like the last dog he had that he used to beat acted scared.
Petrified.
This dog's different. This dog is used to the beatings. So
Reported it.
And once an animal gets used to the beatings, that's it. It's like a woman that's beaten by a man all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And she'll praise that man and she'll die for that man.
You're damn right. You're damn right. It's like the same thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Benny, Haley, when's the last time you were back in Yonkers? Benny, just so you do know, back in the 90s, I played football there. We played street football. I played for School Street, believe it or not. And School Street, we had a very tough, I was one of the few Caucasians on that team. But let me tell you something about that street football league, Benny.
Yep.
One day I'm having a game, right? And there's this Puerto Rican guy. He has about 100 stitches down the side of his face. On a Sunday, he shows up for a game of tackle. And I'm like, dude, and it happened to him that night. He got his face sliced. And he showed up for the football game. So I always remember that about those street football games in Yonkers.
Outside.
Are you taking her?
No, not yet. Sorry, Lee.
No problem. Yeah, Manny, in Yonkers, we used to play street football, no uniforms, tackle, hardcore.
Yeah.
We meet at the park.
Nice.
It got brutal, dude.
Nice. The truth says he should be able to go wherever he wants. Listen, people can go wherever they want, but there's a difference though. There's a line to where, yes, people should be able to go where they want and watch who they want. But if you're in a chat where people are getting bashed and you're sitting there complimenting the people that are doing the bashing, or you're agreeing with them, that's where the problem lies. That's when people have a problem and they'll say, "Hey, why are you in this person's chat?" Laughing at their comments or donating money after they say some disgusting crap. That's the problem. Then people that just want to watch shows and go back and forth and they're literally here just for entertainment and they never comment and crap like that, then that's one thing. But if there's people in certain chat rooms cheering people on and donating money while they're doing, saying bad things, that's where I see that's where the problem is.
And Sean's been here Sean is one of the original people on my show, right, Sean?
Oh yeah.
From the very beginning. I never had no issues with Sean. He doesn't attack nobody in there. He's just a good guy, and just everybody acts different. There's some people that are just very nice. Good. Stand-up guy, Benny, stand-up guy and I had one battle. It lasted 24 hours. I attacked him. He attacked me. And then I went on his show and I said, okay, I hit you. You hit me. Is it over? He said, yes. And we moved on. That's it. I really don't have no dislike for him whatsoever.
Yeah. And Finn Free, what Grambino said exactly. Just go watch whatever that guy's, go watch his video. There's plenty of videos, man. You can go watch. I think during me and Zio's last live, we put the little clip out of Tony hitting the dog, and it literally just happened like last week.
Yeah. I seen that clip. No, a matter of fact, I think I said I didn't want to watch it.
Yes, you did. You did. You said, no, I'm not looking at it. Yep, you did.
See, I have I love my little Polly. And if anybody ever listen, you can hit my kids, you can hit my woman, but don't touch my Polly.
Look what Zio says. That's true. No, there are only two battles that have to be a must collectively. Harambe and Piggy must go. I agree. 1,000%.
But I'll tell you what, Johnny Mack is right there with him. Johnny Mack
He was a victim of his own demise, Johnny Mack.
Absolutely, Sean. Yep.
You know what? When he went over to the women's community, he was doing well. He should have stopped being Johnny Mack, where he wants to fight everybody, and just went along with the game. He had 240, 250 people.
Mhm.
Now that's cut in half. You know, people aren't going to put up with that shit too long.
Nope. Nope. Especially when you're full of crap.
If
And you don't
people
want
can't, go ahead.
You don't want 50 women coming at you. Hell no, not in those chats. Those women don't give a shit. They'll just
If
come
people
running at
can't leave, people can't keep friends on the internet. Can you imagine how they are in real life? They probably can't keep one friend.
Mm-hmm. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right, Sean.
I got two friends in this world. These guys I laugh at. I got two friends in this world that I grew up with in New York, and I'm friends with them to this day. I've been friends with them for over 40 years. And it's kind of laughing when they say Lee doesn't have no friends. Yeah, I don't have a ton of friends, but the friends I have are best friends forever. And not many people could say that.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. You're right. You're right. And
I'm going
that's-
to take off, guys.
All right, Sean.
It's cold
Take
out
care,
here.
Sean.
It was good
You have a
talking
nice
to you,
one.
man.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Well, I appreciate you being here today, man. I'm going to shut this down.
All right, Lee. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you, my man. You're welcome here anytime. I enjoyed the conversation. It's nice when you have somebody different up here. And so I appreciate it.
No problem, Lee. You have a
You
great
take care,
night.
my man.
Bye.
Everybody that donated today, thank you so much. Everybody that is left messages. I haven't checked my Cash Apps yet, but I heard it ring a few times, and thank you so much. And I'm going to try to do a live every other day, maybe 3 times a week. So please hit the like button before you leave. I'd appreciate it. If you haven't subbed, please sub. I would appreciate that too. And everybody take care. And next time I come on live, it's going to be a mob show. I promise. The only mob I talked about this week was a wannabe mobster by the name of Gene Borrello. Take care, people.